Hello, 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 hello. I think I'm live now. So, in this live, we are going to work upon a WebSocket. We are going to create a web real-time chat application in Flutter using Node.js Express backend. Using WebSockets, we are going to create the real-time chat application. So, we have around half an hour to work upon this project. Let's see how much progress we can make. I'm just checking one that I am really live or not. Just a minute and we will start. So great, I think I'm live and no one is watching. That's really great. Okay, so we'll start by working on the project by starting and setting up. So we will first create two folders, one for the backend uh, and one for the our Flutter application, the front end side. We are going to use Node.js and Express for our backend. We are not yet decided upon using MongoDB for the database. We will just try to make a connection with the mobile app and the backend, and we will see can we exchange the messages from one client to the server. We will go into the backend directory. We will do npm init dash y. So we are initializing npm into the app, so that is um, backend folder. So we are going to use TypeScript for the TypeScript for this particular application. So we will just install the TypeScript into our application. We will initialize the TSC. Great. Let's just check everything is right or not. Okay, we will create one folder, that is source. First just delete this tsconfig file. Inside this source folder we are going to create one file called app.ts. Then we are going to do the npx tsc initialization, so that it will take this app.ts file. We will provide the main file for the for our tsconfig, and we will start. Let me just increase my font size, I think, so you guys will be see the code. Okay, I think it's fine now. So I'm just going to tell that, hey, inside source folder I have app.ts file, which is my main file from where everything is going to be work. So we will just going to create a small application inside this app.ts. So let's also create a small we just set up the express. So in TypeScript, so let's just import the express package. So in TypeScript we use import for everything to import any package or anything like that. See, yeah. So we will create an object from the express. Okay, so but before that, just npm to npm install express. Okay, so now in package.json we have express as a dependency. Let's do it again. So we will going to initialize from express. Yes, yeah. Then now we are going to create an server, HTTP server. So we will just import the HTTP package from HTTP. Now we have created our HTTP server. We'll just listen the to make it run. Using listen function uh, we can create we can start the server. So we will just provide the port number, which will be 3000. I think we have to provide it over here, and then there will be a callback function. Now whenever the whenever this line will work, or this line will get executed using this port number. It will make a callback which will say that server is running on port 3000. Let's just give it into the port variable. Using this port number, we can great. Now go into the just type tsc and go into the cd src folder, then type node app.js. Yes, as you can see that we have created the app.js file when we did the tsc. So also we have got the line that server is running on port 3000. That means our server is live now on the localhost. So let's just create a small starting API which will be app.get on the this endpoint, which will be slash whenever there will be nothing, to whenever there is a first attempt, it will this line will get called. It will have request and response. So in TypeScript we have to provide the type to the every what every variable or something like that. Okay, you can do that too. We don't need to provide the arrow function if we have given the function in the starting. Okay, sorry, I'm really sorry. We don't need to provide the type here in the request and res, because it it will understand. We are just going to print a response to this. We will send hello world, that to check that we are live. Yep. Let's just do the tsc and start our application again. Yeah, as you can see, we are live on localhost 3000. Now we'll just set up the backend for connecting the uh, to make a connection with the WebSocket. I'll just import the we'll just import the WebSocket from WS package. Now we will install the WS package, which is for the WebSockets. NPM provides us the WebSocket using this package. Okay, now we are going to create the first connection to the WebSocket. So to make a connection with the WebSocket, WebSocket will need a web server, which will need some server. Okay, now this is going to be our server for the WebSocket. Okay, so that was the error. Let's see what could not find out audio install at the right. Okay, great. So I just didn't make it capital. So now using this WS server object from this WebSocket server function method that we have created, we are going to use for our connection. So to make our first connection, we will use this particular, let's just not use web server, we will use WSS. When using on method, and it will have a connection argument which will make a connection to the WebSocket from the backend side. This will have a WS, which is our main WebSocket, but because we are using TypeScript, we need to give it a proper type, which is going to be the WebSocket, obviously. So we have this object from the WebSocket where we are going to work upon. So whenever this function will run, it will make a connection to our from the backend to the WebSocket. So at this time, client is going to be connected. Then we are going to have a message from the client side. The message is going to come. So we will, using this object that we have here, we are going to check that whenever the message is going to be emit, we are going to check what's the message is. So here message is going to be string, and that string will be have a callback which is going to be returned. We'll just first of all we will just check like what is the message. Okay, yeah. So whatever the message that is going to be come from the client side, it is going to be getted from this parameter that is here. Currently we have given the string to this message. Let's just not give it a string. Let's see what is going to become. For now, we are going to see like how many clients are going to be there into the server that we have created. So for that particular purpose, we are going to create one interface which is going to be Websockets, and it will have a array of string. So basically strings are going to be the basically the IDs of that particular uh, clients. So client will have their particular IDs to get connect with. So this will hold the array of strings, means array of IDs. Now we are going to create one more variable which is going to be WebSocket, which will have this type, but initially this is going to be null because it is going to be empty initially over here. Now uh, let's just create our client because we are going to send something from the client. So let's just keep it like this. We'll make a TSC. So what TSC means? It is a TypeScript compiler. So it will compile TypeScript code into the JS. So that is JavaScript. Great. Basically that is kind of the you know JavaScript or TypeScript type. We'll just make a CD and we will create here our client. Flutter create WebSocket client. Okay, well, let's just wait for a minute to get it complete. Great. Now we have our main file over here. Let's just start our emulator, but rather than I think uh, we should start emulator, but I don't know whether my voice will come from the emulator. I'll just keep it like this. I don't need to be make it live now directly, but okay. So now whenever the so but before that, let me just tell you like how is going to be work, how this WebSocket and WebSocket app is going to be work upon, or it is going to be work. So basically So we have our client here. Okay, so each client, each user has a unique ID in it. Okay, so we are going to create one screen where user will enter its ID. It should be unique. We can directly, but in the real case it is going to be like whenever the user login or sign up, the unique ID of the chat application is going to be created. The way FCM token works, FCM token is a unique for that particular purpose person. So like that, we are going to create a unique ID for that person in for that application, and that is going to be work as his WebSocket ID. So but because we are not ha- we are not integrating any kind of login or sign up, we are just going to create one stateful screen where user will enter the ID, and user will enter the ID to the uh, for his own what for its own WebSocket ID. Yeah, I like that. Just a second. It is going to be very minimal. We are not going to integrate any kind of fancy UI. Enter. I know I'm not that great in teaching. I'm just starting, but just wanted to express and make it live that how cool is the WebSockets are. I'm not prepared so much before starting this live, so that's why I'm lagging somewhere. Let me just check whether my voice is clear or not. Okay, let's start it again. It's There are going to be only 10 minutes left. We will see how much progress we can do till now, till 11. But whatever is going to be happen till 11, we will do that, and then we will wrap for a day. I'm just creating one text editing controller here, which is going to be initialized whenever the screen will start. If you don't know anything from the Flutter side, Just watch. Just watch. Don't worry what I am doing. I'll explain everything. Hint. Okay. Remove the const. Great. So here I have implement our first screen, that is text field screen. I should name it as a ID screen. Let me just change it. Refactor. Okay, refactor. Where is rename symbol? Okay, ID screen. Great, it's working. Till then I'll run the application. So now, okay, so from this screen we will enter the unique ID. So now we are going to use two emulators. Okay, so one will enter one number and second one will enter 2 as its ID. Then whenever the connection is going to be happen, there should be another screen where user choose one contact or one person which will have a unique ID. In our case, the second person is going to be our receiver. So for that particular purpose, we are going to create one more screen after the ID screen. You can take it as our login screen, that on this screen user is going to be login. Then from the login screen it is going to be on the all chat screen or all person screen, where user will choose one contact and it is going to be our receiver. So for that particular purpose we are going to create one screen where all members are there be. Okay, in our case we will just have our receiver. So it is going to be stateless screen for now. We have 5 minutes more. Let's see how much we can make it till here. We are not going to uh, do it on single live. We will do that tomorrow. Just check if anyone is watching. Just uh, do some research on like how WebSockets work, it is how they work, and how they interact with each other, how they work in Flutter. So we have a Flutter WebSocket package. Using that we are going to be used. Okay, so here we will have container. Let's take a container receiver. We will name it a receiver. Let's just decorate it for for good looking UI. Border radius circular 8.0. It will have a color. It will have double dot infinity and padding as a vertical. Okay, great. Border will be for only for the bottom side. Great. Just put const any everywhere. Now now from this screen we are going to be on the main screen of chat screen, which will which we will do tomorrow. Great. So till now what we have done, we can see over here. Great. We just need to implement enter the one number. We have not made a button here from the ID screen. Okay, just create one small button. So as you can see, I am not using elevated button or like that. I am comfortable with the container and making wrapping it with the inkwell or gesture tab. I am comfortable with the wrapping it with the I'm that's everyone's opinion, what they really like to you know use. Some people like to use elevated, but I thought it is not UI friendly for you to edit, change the UI of that particular button, and I feel that um, in container that's really good. Maybe it has happened because I have used mostly containers, so it has become easy for me. Great. Now if you see here, we have a button. Let me just give it a small padding. Sorry, it has become really big. But just give it a button color. Great. Now whenever also let me give it padding from the great. Okay, and it will go to the receiver. So now here there is a receiver. Let me add a margin. So great. So this is going to be a receiver. Great. Why we are using this but only receiver? Because we are creating the application. So basically in real time there is going to be many application like this, so many receivers, so there will be numerous number of number receiver. So for now we just have, let's just think that we have only one receiver. It's already 11:03. So whatever the next part we will see on tomorrow's live, but for now I'm just explaining you guys that we have one receiver. There will be many in future whenever we deploy the application, but for now we have one receiver. Whenever you click on this particular receiver, it will go to the chat room with this particular receiver's id and our own id. So that is going to be two IDs which are going to be chat or which are going to be connected using WebSocket. So now let me just give you a brief idea about how what we are going to list, uh, what we are going to do tomorrow. So so tomorrow what we are going to see that whenever the user sends something from the client side, we will check the like what is the command. So basically what is the command from the in the mess it basically it will contain a json variable or json output or something like that, where will there will be a three keys. So one will be the command. It is going to be send or send. Basically it will have a send, because whenever user will send something, it will go with the command of send. It will have a receiver id, it will have a sender id, and it will have a message. So whatever message that he has typed, it is going to be sent through the that particular json. So and after that, whenever the we get the message, so basically whenever user will click upon the button that is send message from the client side, this message is going to be emit from the client. Okay, so it will detect that hey, we have got one message, and just let's just see what is inside that. Using this message, particular message, we will see like what that particular message contains. We will after that parse, and we will make a interface tomorrow like this. So basically what that message will contain, it will have a interface like this. Then this particular message will have a type, and the from the client side, that is on the chat room, whenever user will type, it will have same fields that this particular interface will have. So that will be easy for us to work upon. So let's just meet tomorrow at 10 p.m. and we'll see how we are going to implement the next part. Thank you so much, guys. We are signing off. Please subscribe if you want to. Thank you so much.